Now in this lecture, we're going to have a deeper view in Maltego, and we'll see how we can run transformers on an entity. So let's say our target is a website, and this is not a web application hacking course, it's a social engineering course. So we're not going to be talking about how to discover vulnerabilities and exploit them in the website, in the web application itself. I have a full course on that, and that's a completely different topic. For now, we're interested in social engineering, so we're assuming that the target website is completely secure, it does not have any vulnerabilities that we can use, and the only way into it is through the people that run this website. So we're going to try to social engineer these people to gain access to the website. So we don't know anything about this website other than its URL, and we'll see how we can gather information from that. Now this also goes for companies. So let's say your target is a company and you know the name of the company. It's very easy. All you have to do is just put the name of the company in Google and you'll find the website for that company. And then from there you can follow this lecture. So let's say my target is iSecurity, and if I Google iSecurity, the first thing that I'll get is a website, and the website is isecurity.org. So I'm going to go to Maltego, and I'm going to go to infrastructure. I'm going to go to the website entity, and I'm going to drag and drop it in here in the graph. Then I'm going to go to the properties right here, and I'm going to change the website URL to isecurity.org to my target. I'm going to hit enter. And as you can see now, the website name changed in here. So right now I can right click this and I can run transformers that will allow you to gather information about this website. So I'm going to go on Paterva Cats. And if we click on any of these categories, it will show you the transformers that allow you to do this specific thing. So for example, if we wanted to get a domain name from this website, we can click on this, which is convert to domain name. And you can see that there is only one method to do that. So we can just click on the play or the run button right here. And that will try to come up or to get us the domain name that's associated to this website. And as you can see, we got a domain name called isecurity.org. Now this is added as another entity, and from here I can actually use this domain to get even more information. So I can right click this and I can look for domain owner details, I can look for email addresses associated with this domain, and I can look for files and documents from this domain. Now all of this can be really useful when it comes to social engineering. For example, if you look for files and documents, you might be able to find sensitive files such as passwords or usernames, and then you'll be able to compromise the users and then maybe log into the website. Now let's have an example and let's try to get the domain owner details. Now if we click on this, you'll see that there's 3 other transformers in that category. So we can get the email, we can get the email using another method using the who's information, and we can also get the phone number. Now instead of clicking on run and all of these, I'm interested in all of that. So I'm interested into everything that is related to the domain owner. So I'm just going to click on the 2 arrows in here, which will run all the transformers in this category. So I'm just going to click on these 2 arrows to get all the information about the domain owner. And that's cool. Now if you go down, you can see that we should have got the information about the domain owner. But if you look closely, you'll see the emails that we got is isecurity.org @protected domain administrator. And you can see all the information here is actually masked off. So for example, if we click at the location, you'll see that the location is showing up as Denver. So you can see all the information in here is not really useful and is not really related to any person. So we can see that this information is wrong. The reason for this is because iSecurity uses domain protection, and it basically uses another layer of security so that the domain owner information is not exposed to tools like this. So in other cases, you'll be able to get very useful information with these transformers. In this case, we didn't really get anything useful. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select all of this and hit the delete button to delete all of these transformers. Now, let's see what else can we get from this domain. So I'm going to right click it again. And I'm going to try to find email addresses associated with this domain. Again, if I click on this category, you'll see that there is 3 methods to get email addresses associated with this domain. But for me right now, I want to get the email addresses regardless of the method. So I literally want to get as many email addresses as possible that's associated with this domain. So I'm going to click on these 2 arrows to run all the transformations. And you'll see that we managed to get 2 email addresses. The first one is the same email that we got at the start, and this is not a useful email. It's used by the domain protection service, so I'm going to delete that. And then the second email is actually very interesting because it refers to a person. Now the name of this person is am.askar@isecurity.org, and this is actually the email address of the administrator of the website. So we can see that this is a useful email. So we're going to keep this in mind, and we're going to be including it when we're building an attack strategy in the future. Now, right now, I have 2 useful pieces of information. I have my domain, and I have an email address associated with this domain. So right now, what I want to do is I want to save this graph so that we can come back to it in the future and continue working on it. To do that, all you have to do is just go on the save button right here, and then select where you want to save it. So I'm just going to keep it in root, and I'm just going to call it iSecurity graph. So in the future, I can literally just double click this graph from my root directory, or I can just open it in Maltego.